Hi guys, this is Mr. Urrego. Welcome back to our serious beta test review for the geometry end of course exam. Okay, so right now we're supposed to be doing question 45. Before we tackle question number 45, I want to do an easier problem about partitioning. So hopefully we get the process here and then we do 45. So let's say that I have a segment AB with endpoints A 0, 10 and B 15, 0. Point P divides the segment AB into the ratio of 3 to 2. What are the coordinates of point P? So the main idea about this is the following. They give you a segment, okay, segment AB. They give you the coordinates of that, and they ask you to divide the segment into a ratio. When this happens, this is called partitioning. So what happens, guys, is the following. They're saying point P divides segment AB into the ratio of 3 to 2. So the first thing that I need to do is this is my ratio. So how many pieces I'm going to divide the whole thing? 3 plus 2 is 5. So the first thing that I do is I add my ratio. And that's going to tell me how many pieces I'm dividing the whole thing. So from A, this is my point A, and this is my point B. And it's going to be dividing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Approximate, right? This is not to scale or whatever, just approximate. So if this happens, then P would be 1, 2, 3. Then P would be located around here. But right now I have no math. I have no way to find out what numbers are here. But I know my ratio. So how does this work? So the process is the following. Because I know my ratio, then what's going to happen is I know the ratio is 3 to 2. Remember, P is going to be standing in the line such that the ratio for the first part and the second part is 3 to 2. How many pieces am I dividing the whole thing? 3 plus 2 is 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to translate this partitioning into the y-axis, into the x-axis. Why? Because technically, let me bring this point down. Let me bring it to the side. So I can find the coordinates of y and then the coordinates of x, okay? Doing the same thing that I'm doing in the diagonal. Again, I'm dividing my diagonal in 3 to 2. Therefore, I'm going to divide my x piece into 3 to 2. And I'm going to divide my y piece into 3 to 2. Okay? Now, the problem is knowing how much is each piece. So, remember, the whole idea is to find the coordinates of point P. If I find the value of x here, and then I find the value of y here, then I'll have the coordinates of point P. All right, one step at a time. I said that ratio, I'm going to bring it down to the x. Because I don't know how much is each piece on x, what I'm going to say is, all right, each piece, I'm going to call it x. So 3 pieces, and then here, I'm going to call this. So right now, my ratio is 3 pieces on the x to 2 pieces on the x, right? But then, I need to know how much is the whole segment. All right, so this triangle, let's draw it on the side. That triangle, I need to know how much is my horizontal piece and how much is my vertical piece. My horizontal piece, it goes from 0. Look at the coordinates right here. This is my x coordinate, this is my x coordinate. It goes from 0, this is 0, all the way to 15. Therefore, my base is 15. Okay, what about the vertical part? Look at my coordinates. The y coordinate here is 10. In my other point, my y coordinate is 0. So this piece goes from 0 all the way to 10. Therefore, the side is 10. So here comes the equation that I'm looking for. I said every piece is going to be called x on the bottom. Therefore, in order for me to get to 15, I need to add 3 pieces plus 2 pieces. Remember, the ratio is 3 to 2. 3 pieces plus 2 pieces. So I'm going to do 3 pieces on x plus 2 pieces on x, and the whole thing is equal to 15. From here, I find how much is each piece horizontally. 5x equals 15 divided by 5 divided by 5. Cancel the 5's. X 15 divided by 5 is 3. So each piece is 3. But how many pieces I have? 3. Therefore, 3 times 3 is going to give me 9. That means that I'm going to move from here. Remember, when I'm going from A to B, I'm moving down, and then I'm moving to the right. So horizontally, I went 9 to the right. So I went from 0 all the way to 9. Therefore, the coordinates here is 9 in x. Okay, because this is the value of the x piece. I gotta do the same thing for the y. Now, in the y, I said, let's call this y and let's call this y. Those pieces are gonna be y's. So I have 3y plus 2y. 3y plus 2y is the whole thing, but the whole thing is 10. Let's find out how much is the value of y. 3 and 2 is 5, which is equal to 10, divided by 5, divided by 5, y is equal to 2. Okay, but how many pieces I went down? I went 3 pieces in y. So 3y is the same as 3 times 2, which is 6. So I went down 6. I started at 10 and I went down 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4. So if I was at 10 and I went down 6, I ended up at 4. So the y value is 4. Therefore, the coordinates from my point P is 9, 4. Like I said, it's a little bit confusing, so that's why I started with this problem, which is easier. Now let's tackle question 44. Okay, now we have question 45. Let's tackle 45. Segment AB has endpoints at -2, 5 and 4, -3. Point W divides AB into the ratio of 3 to 5. Here we go. So the first thing is 3 to 5, which is 3 plus 5 is 8. Okay, so they're going to divide the whole thing into 8 pieces. What are the coordinates of point W? Alright, so the ratio is 3 to 5. So we have that ratio 3 to 5. Okay, that means I'm going to divide my segment AB into 8 pieces. Okay, so somehow my point is going to be, do I have a pencil? Yes. My point is going to be somehow around here. Alright, do I know where is it? I have no idea, and that's going to be point W. Okay, I'm looking for the coordinates. Again, I need the x and the y coordinates. How do I do it? I know my ratio is 3 to 5, so let me translate this into here. So let's say this is my point P, there's my ratio is 3, this piece and this piece. So from here to here is 3, from here to here is 5. I said I'm going to translate that into the y-axis. So this is going to be on the top is 3y. Okay, and the bottom is going to give me 5y. Do I know how much it is? I have no idea. And I'm going to translate over here, which doesn't look too good, but and this is the horizontal, so I'm going to call that x, and this is going to be 5x. Alright? In order for me to do that, to find out how much is each piece, I need to know how much is the whole vertical side and the horizontal side. That's right, so let's count. So let's look at the x coordinates. So here I go from -2, so this is -2, all the way to 4. So on my x I go from -2 to 4. -2 to 4, so this is 2 steps, and 4 is 6. So the bottom piece is 6 pieces, right? And then I can say that 3x plus 5x equals to 6. Remember, this is from my ratio 3 to 5. Now I'm going to have 8x, 3 plus 5 is 8, equal to 6. And divided by 8 and divided by 8, and I have the 6 is, I'm sorry, x is the same as 6 over 8. Reducing by 2 is 3 over 4. As a decimal, is going to give me 0.75. Alright, so now I know how much is each piece. But remember, I went 3 pieces. Therefore, I got to do 3 times x, which is 3 times 0.75. And this is 225. So that means that from here, I move to the right 2.25 pieces. I'm starting at -2. Alright, so I start at -2 and I move 225 to the right. Because I'm going to the right, I'm going to add So negative 2 plus 225 is going to give me 0.25. And this is the x coordinate. I move to the right 3 pieces. Each piece is 0.75, right? The 3 pieces, the total is 225. I start at negative 2, it goes all the way to 0.25. So I have my x coordinate for my point W. Let's find the y. All right, so let's go back to the y. Let's get another color, I guess. So I need to know how much is the whole thing, the vertical piece. So the vertical piece, my highest value is 5 and my lowest value is negative 3. So this is negative 3. And I go all the way up to 5. So negative 3 to 0 is 3 plus 5 is 8. So the whole thing is 8. Oh, and this is going to be an easy one. Because now I'm doing the y values. Let's add on the left side. So I have 3 to 5 ratio, which is 3y plus 5y. And the total length of that side, according to my units over here, is 8. I'm sorry, I put a y there. I'm sorry, it should be where is it? It should be a y. Here we go. That should be a y. So 3y plus 5y equals the total. This is my ratio, 3 to 5. 3 plus 5 is 8, which is equal to the total divided by 8. And the y, each piece of the y is 1. Okay, how many did I move down? Remember, I went down 3. So if I started at, I went down 3, right? Because I go down 3 and my ratio, yes. So if I go down 3, then I started at 5. Each piece, right? Same thing that I did with the x. I know that I'm going down 3 pieces, and each piece is 1. Therefore, 3 is 3 times 1, which is 3. So I went down 3. I started at 5. So 5 minus 3 ends up to 2. So that means I went down 3 pieces and my y coordinate is 2. Therefore, the point W, let me make it clear, the coordinates for point W is 0.25, comma, 2. Okay, and that's my coordinates. A little bit confusing. Again, here they're asking you for the tool editor. The only thing they have to put is just a decimal. That's it. 0.25, and then y is going to be equal to 2. Anyway, I will link a video for the equation editor, just so you get familiar with this. Remember, this is a tool that you get during the exam, so you need to get familiar with this. Okay. All right, guys, please, if you learned something, like the video, please, and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot to grow. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.